Welcome to Expanding Brackets Level 6, one step in a level by level practice course. Pause the video now, try the problems on the screen, and I'll go through them with you shortly. At the end of the video, you can use the end screen to either practice more at this level or move on to a different topic, and you can find topic by topic playlists on the channel homepage. In problem 1, we're expanding and simplifying the product of these four brackets. A nice way to approach this is to multiply together the first two brackets, then separately multiply together the last two brackets, simplify and multiply those results together. So we can begin with the first two brackets, and 2x multiplied by x gives us 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 3 gives us plus 6x. Minus 1 multiplied by x is minus x, and minus 1 multiplied by 3 is minus 3. And this needs to go in one bracket because we're going to be multiplying it by the product of the other two. So looking at the final two brackets, we have x times x, which is x squared, x multiplied by 2, which is plus 2x, minus 4 multiplied by x is minus 4x, and finally minus 4 multiplied by 2 is minus 8. We can now simplify each of these brackets by collecting together the like terms. So in the first bracket we have 2x squared, the plus 6x and the minus x combine to give us plus 5x, and we have a minus 3 at the end. And in the second bracket we have x squared, and the plus 2x and the minus 4x combine to make minus 2x, and we have a minus 8 at the end. Now that we've simplified, we can expand these two brackets. So we start by multiplying together 2x squared and x squared, and this gives us 2x to the power of 4. Next we multiply 2x squared by minus 2x. Well, 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, and x squared times x is x cubed. Next we have 2x squared multiplied by minus 8, and this is minus 16x squared. Moving on to the 5x, we have 5x times x squared, which is plus 5x cubed. 5x multiplied by minus 2x, well, 5 times minus 2 is minus 10, and x times x is x squared, so we have minus 10x squared. Next we have 5x multiplied by minus 8, and this is minus 40x. Now move on to the minus 3. So minus 3 multiplied by x squared is minus 3x squared. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 2x gives us a positive 6x because we're multiplying together two negatives. And minus 3 multiplied by minus 8 is plus 24. Now that we've expanded, we can go through and collect together the like terms to finish simplifying. So starting with 2x to the power of 4, which is on its own, we then have a minus 4x cubed and a plus 5x cubed, which gives us a plus 1x cubed or plus x cubed. Next we have minus 16x squared minus 10x squared, which is minus 26x squared, minus another 3x squared gives us minus 29x squared. We have a minus 40x and a plus 6x, and this gives us minus 34x, and finally we have a plus 24 on its own at the end. So our final answer to problem 1 is 2x to the power of 4 plus x cubed minus 29x squared minus 34x plus 24. In problem 2, we're expanding and simplifying this expression. Now looking in the middle bracket, we can see that we have a bracket within another bracket. And the easiest way to deal with these is to start with the innermost bracket, expand those, and work our way outwards. So ignoring the first bracket, we have x to the power of 5 plus 5 multiplied by 2x, and the minus in front of that bracket is actually a minus 1. So we can multiply everything in the bracket by minus 1. So we have minus 1 times 4x cubed, which is minus 4x cubed, and minus 1 multiplied by minus 7x gives us plus 7x. And close that bracket, and then we have x squared minus 1 at the end. Now before we start expanding these three brackets, we can simplify the one in the middle. So we have x to the power of 5 plus 5 multiplied by, and from that middle bracket we can collect together the 2x and the plus 7x to give us 9x. We still have a minus 4x cubed in there and an x squared minus 1 at the end. So now we have the product of three brackets that we need to expand. And a nice way of doing this is to expand the first two brackets, simplify, and then multiply by the third. So expanding those first two brackets, we have x to the power of 5 multiplied by 9x, which is 9x to the power of 6. Using our laws of indices here, we add those powers together. Next, we have x to the power of 5 multiplied by minus 4x cubed. So this gives us minus 4x to the power of 8, again adding those powers together. Next, we have 5 multiplied by 9x, which is plus 45x, and 5 multiplied by minus 4x cubed is minus 20x cubed. And this is still being multiplied by x squared minus 1. Now normally we would simplify that first bracket, but there isn't actually anything to simplify because none of them are like terms. So we can go straight into expanding. So starting with 9x to the power of 6 multiplied by x squared. Again, we add the powers here using our laws of indices, and we have 9x to the power of 8. Next, we have 9x to the power of 6 multiplied by minus 1, and that's minus 9x to the power of 6. Moving on, we have minus 4x to the power of 8 multiplied by x squared, and that's minus 4x to the power of 10. And minus 4x to the power of 8 times minus 1 is plus 4x to the power of 8. Next, we have 45x multiplied by x squared, which is plus 45x cubed. 45x multiplied by minus 1 is minus 45x. And finally, moving on to the minus 20x cubed. Minus 20x cubed multiplied by x squared is minus 20x to the power of 5. And finally, minus 20x cubed multiplied by minus 1 is plus 20x cubed. To finish off, we now need to simplify by collecting together the like terms. So starting with 9x to the power of 8, we can collect this together with 4x to the power of 8, and if we add those, we have 13x to the power of 8. Next, the minus 9x to the power of 6 is on its own, and so is the minus 4x to the power of 10. The 45x cubed can be combined with the plus 20x cubed, and this gives us plus 65x cubed. And finally, the minus 45x and the minus 20x to the 5 are also on their own. So this is our final answer to problem 2. In problem 3, we're expanding and simplifying x minus 4 cubed minus 2x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 6. To start, we need to be careful with the minus in the middle, because this minus is actually a minus 1, and that minus 1 is multiplying the bracket that it's next to, so we need to remember that when we expand. We can also rewrite x minus 4 cubed as x minus 4 multiplied by itself and then multiplied by itself again, because that's what cubing a bracket does. After that, I'm going to leave the minus 1 where it is, and I'm going to expand the two brackets at the end. So 2x multiplied by x gives us 2x squared. 2x multiplied by minus 6 gives us minus 12x. 1 times x is 1x, or just x. And 1 multiplied by minus 6 is minus 6. Moving on to the next line, we can now expand the first two brackets from our 3. So starting with x times x, we have x squared. X times minus 4 is minus 4x. Minus 4 times x is minus 4x. And minus 4 times minus 4 is plus 16. Now this needs to go in a bracket because it's still being multiplied by the next x minus 4 bracket. We have minus 1, and then inside this next bracket we can simplify by collecting together the minus 12x and the plus x. So we have 2x squared, minus 12x plus x is minus 11x, and we have a minus 6 at the end. We can now simplify the first bracket. So we have x squared, minus 4x gives us minus 8x, and we have a plus 16 at the end, and an x minus 4 after. Now that the final bracket is simplified, we can expand by multiplying everything in it by minus 1. So we have minus 1 multiplied by 2x squared, which is minus 2x squared. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 11x, multiplying together two negatives, so we get plus, and 1 times 11x is 11x. And finally, minus 1 multiplied by minus 6 is plus 6. We can now expand the first two brackets. So we have x squared multiplied by x, and this gives us x cubed. X squared multiplied by minus 4 is minus 4x squared. Next, we have minus 8x multiplied by x, that's minus 8x squared, and minus 8x multiplied by minus 4 is again a positive because we're multiplying together two negatives, and 8x times 4 is 32x. We have 16 multiplied by x, which is plus 16x, And finally 16 multiplied by minus 4, which gives us minus 64. And we need to remember that we still have a minus 2x squared plus 11x plus 6 at the end. To finish this problem off, we now need to simplify by collecting all the like terms together. So we have x cubed, which is on its own. Looking at the x squareds, we have a minus 4x squared minus 8x squared, which is minus 12x squared, minus 2x squared gives us minus 14x squared. Next, looking at the x's, we have 32x plus 16x, which is 48x, plus 11x, which is plus 59x. Finally, we have minus 64 plus 6, which gives us minus 58. So our final answer to problem 3 is x cubed minus 14x squared plus 59x minus 58. In problem 4, we're expanding and simplifying this expression. Now there are different ways of doing this, but the way I'm going to do it is to ignore the minus 3 and just leave it at the front, multiply the first two brackets together and then multiply by the third bracket. So ignoring the minus 3 and multiplying out the first two brackets, we're going to use our laws of indices to multiply. So we have x to the power of 9 multiplied by x squared. So we add the powers and we have x to the power of 11. Next we have x to the power of 9 multiplied by 1, which is plus x to the power of 9. Minus 2x to the power of 4 multiplied by x squared is minus 2x to the power of 6. And minus 2x to the power of 4 multiplied by 1 is minus 2x to the power of 4. And that's being multiplied by 5 minus 2x to the power of 5. Now in this first bracket we have no like terms, so we can't simplify, so we can go straight into multiplying. So again I'm going to leave the minus 3 where it is and I'm going to start multiplying these terms together. So we have x to the power of 11 times 5 is 5x to the power of 11. X to the power of 11 multiplied by minus 2x to the power of 5 is minus 2x to the power of 16. Again we add those powers together. X to the power of 9 multiplied by 5 is plus 5x to the power of 9, and x to the power of 9 multiplied by minus 2x to the power of 5 is minus 2x to the power of 14. Minus 2x to the power of 6 multiplied by 5 is minus 10x to the power of 6, and minus 2x to the power of 6 multiplied by minus 2x to the power of 5 gives, well, minus 2 times 2 gives us plus 4, and x to the power of 6 times x to the power of 5 becomes x to the power of 11 when we add those powers. Finally, we have minus 2x to the power of 4 times 5, which is minus 10x to the power of 4, and we have minus 2x to the power of 4 times minus 2x to the power of 5. Again, minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4, and x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 5 is x to the power of 9. And we can close the bracket there. Now looking inside this bracket, there are some like terms, so we can simplify this before multiplying by minus 3. So we have 5x to the power of 11 plus 4x to the power of 11, and this gives us 9x to the power of 11. The minus 2x to the power of 16 is on its own. 5x to the power of 9 can be combined with 4x to the power of 9 to give us plus 9x to the power of 9. The minus 2x to the power of 14 is on its own. So is the minus 10x to the power of 6, and so is the minus 10x to the power of 4. So that bracket has been simplified. To finish off, we just need to multiply each term in that bracket by minus 3. So minus 3 times 9x to the power of 11 is minus 27x to the power of 11. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 2x to the power of 16 is plus 6x to the power of 16. And minus 3 multiplied by 9x to the power of 9 is minus 27x to the power of 9. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 2x to the power of 14 is plus 6x to the power of 14. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 10x to the power of 6 is plus 30x to the power of 6. And finally, minus 3 multiplied by minus 10x to the power of 4 gives us plus 30x to the power of 4. So this is our final answer to problem 4.